fairly where I'm at. And it's pretty cold. I gotta go do some clothes this morning. So I gotta beat everybody to the punch. Why it's dark, you can't see me. Generally, I prefer to do clothes or anything that I can do so early that nobody can be around. Thankfully, this laundromat has pushed back its time to about 5 o'clock. So any early birds that want to go early can go early, because I'm always trying to get things done. Get the clothes done, then run any other errands I gotta run. There are those 24-hour ones, except generally the 24-hour laundromats, they got like meth heads and crackheads that are sleeping in there or doing weird things. And I'd rather avoid those if I can, honestly. I don't need that trouble. I used to go to one that was 24-hour, and I've always thought about going to it to get things done earlier. Well, one time I saw this lady, and she had like a lot of like pimples and zits on her face, and it just didn't look normal. And I had an idea of what meth heads look like, but she was just trying to charge her phone basically. She didn't look like she had a car. She probably walked there, and I was like, man, she looks like such a nice lady, but she just has a lot of zits on her face. She has a lot of zits on her face, so I'm thinking like, maybe. But then I was thinking to myself, like, this place is like known for like drug users and crackheads, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say she's probably a drug user, you know. But yeah, that's why I don't go to that one. I used to go to it, but it's pretty ghetto. I think the prices might be better if you've ever used a laundromat, you know. The prices kind of vary, but it's really like you're literally splitting quarters at this point, like legitimate quarters, you know. Like some are like $1, maybe like $1 or a quarter less, you know, and some are more. The one I go to is a little bit more expensive, I imagine. I haven't been to the old one in a minute, but this new one, not in the ghetto, not the homeless can't just walk there really, you know. And it doesn't make sense to go in this direction because there's not a lot of places to sleep or hide. So this is why I go to this one. But there's just something to me about getting stuff done early. I hate like when I have to do it midday, and everybody's doing it midday too. You know, like everybody comes there, they want to wash their clothes. I'm like, oh great, now I gotta fight everybody, not legitimately, but like fight everybody for a washer or a dryer, or I have to wait, you know. I really don't like doing that. It's really awkward. And you know, you just gotta have to like stand there and smile and just like pretend like everything's okay, but in reality you're like, man, I really want to get out of here, you know. So that's why I go to this one, and I try to get done early. I gotta help my father-in-law today. He bought this new house, and his sense of smell isn't the best. So he bought a house that somebody was a smoker in. And when we came and checked it out, we were like, whoa, this smells like somebody smoked in it. And he didn't really realize that. So he just thought it was like cat pee, you know, and his sense of smell isn't all together. So he probably thought it was just cat pee and dog pee maybe. But anywho, now there's a big task for me to have to go help him and clean up the house and try to take out the smell. If you've ever cleaned any kind of smoke out of houses, or any kind of urine or any kind of feces, it's not fun, but also it's like crazy hard, and it's crazy expensive. I mean, and we're doing it the cheap way, I think, personally. And it's, you know, if you've ever seen that triangle, like cheap, good, and fast, like you can't have all three basically. You can only have two of the three in the triangle, you know. And I have a bad feeling we're part of the cheap, and I can't remember the other part of the triangle. we're doing it cheap basically, because not everybody's got the money to hire a huge crew to use their special chemicals and everything. But hey, maybe it'll work, and maybe we'll figure something new out that hasn't been figured out. I don't know. What else? Oh yeah. Also on top of that, they have to cut down this humongous tree. I mean, this humongous tree. It's probably like 30, 40 feet tall, and thankfully my father-in-law was able to contact one of the church members. He is a tree trimmer, and he's got his own truck, and he's got his own dump truck and everything. And thankfully, he's going to be able to do it. The only problem with it is that the house he bought is in a residential area. So basically, he has a decent sized backyard, but there's no access to the backyard. So it's like, how do you get your truck back there so you can cut the trees out? So that sounds like that's gonna be another nightmare. And my hope, and I'm praying that it can just get fixed. That can get done pretty quick, because I know the guy. He's pretty good. I mean, he's been doing it for years now. But on top of that, it's tricky, because this tree, we had a tree like this where I live right now, and right now that tree, if it starts to die, the limbs are very, very prevalent in falling off. Like, they just, one day a limb will fall off here, one day a limb will fall off there, and it's pretty sketchy. Honestly, it's really sketchy. And can you imagine having that tree hang over your house and just waking up one day and just there's a hole in your roof? Yeah, that tree's got to go. It's got a really bad rap for just breaking, basically. And I'm probably gonna have to help out on that too. Oh my days, that is a bright sign. Woof. But anyways, yeah, buying a new house is a rough deal for sure. And then my in-laws, they've got to move out. They have to move out of their house or out of their apartment, and they have to hire somebody basically to come clean it, so they can avoid all the cleaning fees that an apartment's going to throw at them unless they get it cleaned. And my understanding is every little thing that they have written on a piece of paper has a price value to it. And basically, she's going to try to contract that out, but she said she'd be willing to pay me and my wife $300 to do the job, basically. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, technically, I do own a business that does revolve around helping people move, and this is technically could be another service to it. So I'm thinking about basically saying, hey, I'll do it for half to get the experience. So I get paid $150. I almost said $1.50, but I get paid $150 to do the job, and on top of that, I get the experience, and maybe I can be a service I throw out there, because most moving companies, they only offer to help you move and package. They don't help you clean up your house or your apartment, and a lot of times people will incur a big cleaning fee because people just don't want to deal with it, because I looked at this list, and this list is quite extensive. I mean, the list has got like, you gotta clean the baseboards, you gotta clean under the refrigerator, even if they only lived there for like a few months, but now they have to clean under the refrigerator. They've got to clean the side, the back, they've got to clean behind the toilet, I mean, they've only lived there for like a few months, and now they've got to clean it as if they lived for like 3 or 4 years, and it's just unbelievable. But if I can help them avoid a big cleaning fee, I'll do it. First off, I'd like to know what it would cost to even do a cleaning fee for the apartment complex, so I could actually be saving my in-laws money. Because if they only charge them $150, I'm not gonna do the job. I'll just say, hey, let them clean it up for $150, because that's a steal, But if she hires somebody, I'm thinking they're gonna charge her like $500 to clean the apartment. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. That's a lot of money for somebody to have to chill out, Anywho, I'm thinking about taking that on. I talked to the wife, and the wife is she's okay with it because that's her mom, And I'm not trying to rip them off or anything. I mean, $300 does sound nice. The only problem is I don't want to be like, don't want to be, I don't know, greedy, you know. So I'll do it for half. I'll do it for maybe even $100, you know. I'll take it because that's a good experience, and then I can throw that as a service to my business. So off topic. I know I was talking about doing clothes and laundry and all that, but that was just one thing that I've been thinking about, that I was really kind of excited about, because it'd be really cool. I mean, yeah, it might suck to have to like clean, because this cleaning job might take all day long. Police officer pulls over somebody. All right, sorry, I gotta be mindful. Slow down for the police. They pull somebody over. Hopefully everything's okay. You know, I've always it looks like everything might be okay. That's my hope. And like, if you ever see a police officer on the side of the road, what do you guys think? Do you guys ever think like, oh, what if something bad happens, would you help them out? I've always been of that mindset personally, you know, like that. I haven't always been, because there's a point in my life where I was very anti-police, but now that I'm an adult and I have like less grievances with police officers, I feel like if there's a police officer on the side of the road that needed help, I would help them. Honestly, that's what I would do, you know. Like, if you've ever seen any of those videos on YouTube where the police officer's like trying to pull, like, he's pulled somebody over, he's talking to them, and then all of a sudden they get into this basically a wrestling match to either escape or to get the firearm, you know. And I've seen those videos, and those videos sketch me out. They really do. But I feel like I would jump into that situation, you know. Or I've even seen videos where like officers are struggling to basically handle somebody on the ground, you know, like they've taken them to the ground and they're losing the battle. Basically, the bad guy's gonna get on top of them, essentially. And I've seen those videos too, and I feel like I would step in those situations too. Sorry. But anyways, that's why like I do jiu-jitsu, you know. I do it because I want to be able to protect my family and myself. But also, there's actually a lot of police officers that don't know, that they just don't know jiu-jitsu, you know. They don't know how to wrestle. They got their basic training out of the 6-month academy, and they're like, I'm ready to go on the streets. But most of them aren't ready to go on the streets, truthfully, you know. And it's kind of scary and kind of depressing to think that police officers don't have all the training that they need. And even the continuous improvement training, they just, it's not even that much. From my understanding and what I've known, they hire somebody who does a continuous improvement training, and it's like they're doing like some sort of like minor boxing and some sort of karate. And honestly, I think they said it was like, it lasted like maybe 4 hours or a few hours. But oh man, I feel like every officer should be doing jiu-jitsu like every day, or at least 2 or 3 times a day, or not 2 or 3 times a day, like 2 or 3 times a week, you know, because it's just the basic things, you know. Like if you're in a very physical job where you have to manhandle people all the time, or even sometimes, or whenever you do it, you have to be able to be good at it. Because if you're not good at it, there's going to be a bigger dude who's going to come along and he's going to manhandle you, and there's always a firearm in that equation. And if he manhandles you and he gets a hold of your firearm, it's a bad day for you, you know. And I've seen too many videos. Like, when I say too many, like when I was curious about these things, I'd watch way too many, and it's scarring to watch these videos. You know, some of these videos you watch people die basically, and it's so depressing. But yeah, that's why you got to take your self-defense into your own hands. You know, you can't just assume that a little bit of learning will get you done. You know, look, I'm alive. Look, I am bright and shiny. Sorry, the darkness was there for a little bit. Thank you, brother Kipo, for the 1 like. You got me. I appreciate it. Anyways, I'm here to do the laundry. I'm here early. They're not even open yet. That's how early I am. And there's like one other dude. who does it with me too. He shows up as early as he can as well, and that's what we're gonna do today. I actually don't know him, but he's here every day with me. He parks right over there, and he does the closes at the same time as me generally. Today I think I might try to get a workout in. I'm just not sure where I would do it because there's not a lot of places to do workouts. Uh, I used to do workouts at this laundromat. Like whenever I started my journey of working out, I bought these resistance bands, and when this laundromat opened up, I I would go here every morning earlier than everybody, and I would go in that corner. I would listen to something, and I would just do my workout. Sometimes I'd have the resistance bands, and other times I wouldn't have it. But man, I was so out of shape whenever I was doing that. I remember doing 20 burpees in a row, 20 burpees, and I felt like I was gonna die. And I remember sitting on the bench that's over there, and I almost collapsed and laid on my side, and it felt like I couldn't hardly move or breathe. And I had never felt like that in a long time. Honestly, can't remember the last time I felt like death, you know. But this place actually holds a lot of memories because whenever I was also still getting in shape, I would run around this whole building, the whole perimeter of the parking lot. I would run it for like uh, 10 to 20 times to get my mile in, and then I would do some lunges, walking lunges, you know. So this place used to be my personal gym, you know, and I would do burpees out in the parking lot. It'd be weird, but you know what? Like if you're here early and you got like an hour and a half, you might as well do something to benefit yourself, like work out. Like yeah, you might look a little weird, but guess what? You're getting in shape. You get in shape, you know. And sometimes, I mean, that's the same thing with gyms. You know, you go to the gym and other people are doing the same thing you're doing. I mean, yeah, this is out of place. It's kind of out of place, but if you're here early, you're probably not a normal person to begin with. You know, if you're here like way before they're opening, and you're here before anybody's even here, you're probably not a normal person. That's just my opinion. You know, because I feel like most people don't want to come here early. But I guess that's also the same side as if you're up really late, you're probably not a normal person either. That's just my opinion. But you know, I'm just trying. I'm trying to be better. You know, I want to be a better dad, a better husband, and a better me in general. And I just feel like the key to being a better person starts with being physically stronger, because being physically stronger and looking physically better equates to a better mentality, a better confidence about yourself, and you have ability, you know. Like I know I don't have all the abilities right now, but I could probably run if I needed to. You know, I've been running for like 3 months straight, roughly, give or take. You know, because I only do it like a few times a week, but I have ability, you know, and I need to do all those things. I have to. If I don't, then my kids are gonna follow in the same steps, and I don't want them to follow in my footsteps in that sense that dad is lazy, dad is fat, dad is not disciplined, dad does not care about things that are important. I don't want them to go through life like that, you know, because when I went through life like that, I was miserable. You know, I was really miserable. You know, I was just disgusting. Like to think about how fat I really was. Not that I'm like still not fat. I'm very critical of myself, I know. Um, but I've lost a lot, and now, like my quads, like when I flex, you can see the striations on them. Striations are maybe too strong of a word. I can see like the I can see my legs are getting cut. That's a better, because striations are very They really only belong to bodybuilders and people who are getting straight lean. I don't have striations. I'm gonna be straight clear because that's misleading. But you can see that I'm getting cut. If you have any bodybuilding background, when you say you're cut, you can see a lot of the lining of your muscles. Yeah, I'm getting more cut. That's the best way to put it. I'm getting more cut, and when I flex, uh, you can see more of my waist. You can see my abs more. The arms look more chiseled. And these are all like slang words, like chiseled, like more cut. You can see more definition of my arm when I flex. And that's just through dieting and through working out. And even if you only dieted alone, you could still achieve those goals of getting more lean and getting stronger. But yeah, it's been a good journey. It's been really hard because, like, oh, yesterday I kept making excuses for myself, like, oh, I'll start my cheat day today. But today's actually my cheat day. Today is my cheat day. The biggest cheat that I had yesterday or throughout the week was I was so hungry yesterday Sabbath morning, that I wanted to eat everything. I wanted to eat everything, and I hate how unhealthy that is. But I was going to make some sort of lame excuse and just start eating. Like, I was like, oh, I can eat it. I'll start eating my cheat day tonight because that's close enough. But my biggest cheat yesterday was I drank beef broth. Like the cow, how they have a beef broth. I drank beef broth, and that was probably like, I'm gonna be honest, like almost 100 calories, probably almost 100 calories. And it may have set me back a little bit, but it did really make the difference in the day, because I just couldn't function. When I'm hungry, I'm just like, that's literally what I'm like when I don't have food. Anyways, I think nope, I got a few more minutes for the laundromat opens. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm like when I'm hungry. I get lethargic, I get grumpy. There's a chance I could be hypoglycemic, but again, um, if you've ever been on my podcast, or not podcast, my live stream, you'll know I don't have insurance. What's insurance for? I really don't know. I don't understand it, but everybody, I mean, you need it. And I guess life has been pretty good without insurance, personally. It's been a little bit rough. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to get like a little bit of help here and there. Like when I hurt my knee, it would been nice. Or when I hurt my foot, it'd been nice to know that too, if it was broken, or if I'm grinding my bones. I don't know. Hey, but thank you. If you are still watching, I appreciate you. I just want to let you know that I really appreciate that first guy who got me that first like. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of your kindness, because on YouTube lives, I tell you what, there's some hard people on here, and they're really rude and disrespectful, and they say some really mean things. I guess you call them trolls, but I do appreciate those of you that are still watching. I appreciate your kindness. And I'm not doing anything special. Nothing special. I get up early to go do the clothes this morning. I don't want anybody around me. I don't want anybody to talk to, essentially. And I just want to do my own thing. And I love when I go on a drive in the mornings. There's like one car every so often. That's what I really enjoy. And I enjoy this peace and quiet. There's nothing there's nothing but the sound of nature. I know it's weird to say that whenever you're in town and all these things, but there's nothing but the sound of nature, essentially. You get one car occasionally, and it's peaceful and it's nice. And I think everybody needs that peace and quiet. Because my days, they're crazy. I have crazy days. When I say crazy, I mean I'm getting assaulted by all my kids. and I've got to run errands, or I've got to like break up fights, or I've got to fix problems that I made that I didn't know I made, or something breaks down and I've got to fix it. Like the other day, I hit a deer. I hit a deer. It took out my mirror. It put a huge dent in the side of my door, and its butt, when I hit it, it flipped. The deer flipped, and then its butt smashed into my passenger door and left a dent there. So basically, I have a deer imprint, butt imprint on my door, because that makes no sense otherwise. How would there be two bumps if I only hit it once? Anyways, I had to fix that mirror, and it was easy enough, but it's just like another mental thing you have to add onto your mental list, and that's on top of everything else, everything else that you already have to do. So yeah, I don't do anything special, but I feel like I do a lot. And if the wife is watching, I'm gonna say I don't do nearly as much as she does. My wife is, if she was a businesswoman, she would be a savage in the business world, because she is a go-getter, and she doesn't stop, and she keeps going even though it's hard, and she does what needs to be done. And I tell you what, she's the best. And there's nothing like having, and if you're not married, that's fine. If you're not married, you should be married. That's my opinion, because there's nothing like having a wife or husband that is supportive, that is loving, patient, and kind. There's nothing like it. So when I talk about her, all I can think about is how awesome of the things that she does. I mean, she takes care of all the kids, and she cooks and cleans and loves me even though I'm not a perfect man. I mean, whoo-wee. I mean, just how amazing. Like my mind just, you know, when you think of somebody so amazing, it's hard to find somebody amazing like that in life. And she's pretty amazing. She really is. Anywho, sorry. I think the laundromat is about to open, and I don't know if I'm going to carry you guys into the laundromat, because there's probably a chance no one's going to be there. At the same time, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to stay in here, though, in the sense of, when I get done, I'm going to bring you guys back in. That's probably what I'll do, because I want to be able to keep charging this phone. If I don't charge this phone, it won't last as long, and I'm going to be here like at least an hour, and in 1 hour I'll burn like probably half my battery. So let's wait till it opens up, and then we'll all go in. Yay! And there's nothing fancy about this laundromat. I used to think it was kind of fancy, but it's just an average laundromat. It does have a nice bathroom. It does have a separate sink in which you can wash your things in case your hands are dirty or something like that. They have a storm shelter. Never mind, I'm lying. This is actually a super fancy laundromat. It's got a storm shelter inside the bathroom, and it's got a play place for kids. It had a TV for kids, but now they use it for advertising. They've got wireless chargers. They've got plug-in chargers. They've got all sorts of seating. They've got snacks. They've got you can buy laundry soap there. This is actually, I'm sorry that I lied. I misspoke. This is actually a really fancy. Hey, Freddie. Sorry. I'm at the laundromat, so I'm praising this laundromat right now because it's really good. It's actually really fancy. Okay, I lied. I misspoke is what I'm saying. I misspoke. It's actually a really fancy laundromat. And it's actually one of my favorites. And I'll tell you some of the awesome stories. I'm gonna start unloading the. Sorry if it gets wild and bumpy, but basically, I'll tell you some of the stories. I've had some really, really good stories about this laundromat. I'll start with the first one. The first one is there was one point I think I got locked. Obviously I can't remember it now because I'm trying to say it because that's how things usually work. I can't remember now, but there was one time I'm pretty sure that something about money, something about the money.
the laundromat wasn't working, and it's been so long. But like I know these people now, like they know my name now. Like I feel like most laundromats, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" But they don't actually get to know you. They don't know your name. These are the nicest people you've ever met. I mean, her husband comes in, he talks to me, and if she's ever in, she'll talk to me. And oh, no, 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 yeah. So what is it? Holiday. It's the holidays, right? And the doors are set on a timer, like whatever the timer is. Well, whenever the time changes, this happens like almost every year. But whenever the time changes, the doors will not open for a whole hour because you move back an hour. Especially if you live in America. Sorry, it's gonna get really echoey. Sorry, but if you live in America, the time changes happens. Kind of wondering if people live in here. You still got like, look at this. It's not been open, but you got like look at this. Like I don't know if somebody's living here right now. That's sketching me out. All right, so you see somebody behind me, let me know. But anywho, yeah, the doors didn't open, so I stood there for a whole hour, and I was like, oh man, this sucks. I tried to contact them, and they're like, they're asleep, or actually happens like it has happened 2 or 3 times now. But they're like, if they're awake or they answer their phone, they're like, hey, we're so sorry. Here we will give you basically what you would have used here, like $20 basically, what I would have used here. And they gave me the $20 on as credit for at the laundromat. And I like to think that I saved them a little bit of hassle because basically if the laundromat's not open and there's like a ton of people that want to go in, they've just lost a ton of money basically. That's what I think. But maybe I'm tooting my horn a little bit too much. Um, but I'd like to think I helped them out, and I appreciate them for helping me out because there have been times where I sat here for an hour, babe, what do I do? You think we should just go home? And it's already too late. I've already spent like 30 minutes here, so I might as well sit here. But they've basically comped me for my time here. And they're really good people. They're like the best people. They're the type of people you want as neighbors, basically. And I'm so thankful for them. Like I don't know them personally, but I do like know them a little bit. And I'll go in and it's like, oh hey George. Honestly, I still don't know their name, but they're so kind that they had to go look up a name in the system, and then they could find me, and then they would give me the credit back basically. And you know what? That's just the nicest. That's just there's just something about that's solid customer service. That's what that is. Got all my goods, and we're gonna go get this close done. Ooh, somebody is burning rubber. All right, I'll try to set this up. Not so sure what the best angle is. What would you try to set the angle? Okay, not tie my shoes though. Yeah. That's right, this is a shoe tying live stream. I tricked you. You're here to watch me tie my shoes. Oh, it's good now. Okay. I gotta do some clothes. Mind your business. Alright. I was gonna get a microphone, but I forgot. It's in the car. So bear with me, would you? it's so annoying. All right, so this live stream might accidentally die. So if you're actually interested, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not, I'm sorry. I gotta. The app is on the phone, and you guys are on the phone right now. So if you want to stay on, you can subscribe, and I'll be back in like literally 20 Mississippis maybe. All right, see you in a little bit.